Hi, my friends. How are you doing today? It's great to be with you again on our journey through the Bible, one day at a time. It's Tim. Just glad to be here today. You know, we're halfway through the months of March, a little more than that, and the NCAA tournament will begin in a few days. And for me, anyway, it's a pleasure to watch men with that level of skill and discipline play basketball. And in all honesty, that in times of great weakness, there's a part of me that likes to say, I played some ball in high school. I could probably still put some moves on those guys. But then there is also the realistic part of me that says, who do you think you're kidding? In the first place, I'm a short white guy. In the second place, high school was like 56 years ago. In the third place, I was not that good even then, really. In our reading for today, in Joshua 14, 15, and 16, maybe you noticed a man named Caleb who seems to be talking some smack like old men will do sometimes. He told Joshua in verse 7 of chapter 14, 40 years old was I when Moses, the servant of the Lord, sent me from Kadesh Barnea to espy out the land. And now, lo, I am this day 85 years old, and yet I am as strong this day as I was in the day when Moses sent me. As my strength was then, even so is my strength now for war, both to go out and come in. And now, therefore, give me this mountain, where the Lord spake in that day, for thou heardest in that day how the Anakim were there. Brother Caleb is 85 years old, and he's asking for this mountain. Not just any mountain, mind you. He wants that one. Why would he want that one? Because the Anakim were there. The Anakim were the giants that terrified the other 10 spies in Numbers chapter 13. And I think that's behind his request. He didn't just want the mountain, he wanted the giants. Well, he claims he's just as strong at 85 as he was at the age of 40. And just how strong was he at 40? The Bible doesn't say. And there is no suggestion that Caleb himself was a giant, but he sure seems to be full of confidence, doesn't he? But you notice that in chapter 15, verse 14, it says, Caleb drove thence the 3 sons of Anak, Sheshai and Ahiman and Talmai, the children of Anak. You may have heard athletes say sometimes it's not bragging if you can do it, and he did it. But no, I don't think it's a testament of the skill and strength of Caleb. I'm perfectly willing to give Caleb credit for keeping himself in shape at the age of 85, but there's more than that going on here. Let me suggest to you that his greatest strength was not in his fitness, but in his faith. You may have noticed that he also said, if so be the Lord will be with me, then I shall be able to drive them out, as the Lord said. Caleb realized that there is power in faith, not just faith in faith, but trust in what the Lord has said. He would make it come to pass because he told him this is what he wanted. The Bible is full of examples of great faith. Matthew chapter 9, verse 2 says, they brought to him a man sick of the palsy lying on a bed. And Jesus, seeing their faith, said unto the sick of the palsy, Son, be of good cheer, thy sins be forgiven thee. A few verses later, Matthew 9:22, there was a woman who had an issue, touched the hem of his garment, and verse 22 says, Jesus turned him about, and when he saw her, he said, Daughter, be of good comfort, thy faith hath made thee whole. And the woman was made whole from that hour. A few verses later, Matthew 9:29 and 30, he sees blind men. It says, then he touched their eyes, saying, according to your faith be it unto you. And their eyes were opened. When Caleb saw the giants fleeing for their lives from the mountain that now belonged to him, I don't think he told anybody what a strong old man he was. I think his message would be, the Lord was with me, and he won. Caleb could take his place with those who through faith subdued kingdoms, wrought righteousness, obtained promises, stopped the mouths of lions, quenched the violence of fire, escaped the edge of the sword, out of weakness were made strong, waxed valiant in fight, turned to flight the armies of the aliens. And so can you, my friend, because the same God who fought for Caleb will enable you to win his battles. Question is, are you fighting his battles? Would you meditate on that a little bit today and think about the fight that you're in and turn to the Lord in faith for what he has in mind for you? We'll keep reading our scripture reading for tomorrow. It's found in Joshua chapter 17, 18, and 19. Dig into those 3 chapters, and I'll look forward to being with you then, and I'll give that a little bit of thought then. Have a great day, my friends.